going on to you, Scorpios? So for you, you have the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and then you have the Ten of Pentacles. So these three cards right here for you, right, represent how a lot of you Scorpios very much so are very aware, much more aware of your surroundings. The Ace of Swords speaks to how your mind has really developed, and you're much more aware of yourself, the role that you, right, the roles that you play when it comes to interacting with other people. But you also understand that, you know, there's a lot of people out here trying to run game. There's some people that are honest. You're being honest, right? But at the same time, you Scorpios also come from a perspective of, you Scorpios also come from, you Scorpios, oh, it's okay, it's all right, it's okay. But you Scorpios also come from a perspective of, no, you understand that a lot of you are very much so much more aware of the cause and effect, right? A lot of you understand that, you know, a person who thinks that they're really getting one over on you, they don't really understand the long-term effects of what it is that they choose to do, because the long-term effects of whatever it is that some people choose to do with you, it's going to cost them for a very long time, because they may mess you up now, but then when you decide to stop hanging out with them, they realize that they lost a good one in you Scorpios. So now they either learn from their lesson and take accountability, or they don't learn and they continue to fumble decent people, you know. But they have to live with the fact that they weren't ready to be with you, right? And that's what I mean when I say cause and effect, because a lot of times people spend so much time, especially today, trying to prove to others that, I don't even know who they be trying to prove it to. Trying to prove it to themselves. I don't know what's going on in that sense, 100%. But they just be trying to prove that you're replaceable, you know? So the thing is that the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles represents, but you Scorpios don't have to deal with that. Your conscience is clear. You know that you are a good catch, like I've been talking about. And you Scorpios are just dating. Y'all are out here trying to see who's out here, trying to see if there's anybody who's honest, who's a decent person, and they're ready to make a connection. And if they are, speak up. You know, if they're not, they, you know, stay away from you. They can try to run one on you, but it's not going to work, or it's going to be very difficult to. It's going to be much more problems. And that's one of the things that people who like playing mind games don't like. They want things to go as smoothly according to their plan as possible. And the thing about it is, the more problems you give them now they're not gonna see. The thing is that you can, granted, those people will never stop being delusional, right? If you stop giving them issues, they will use you. But at the same time, the more problems that you give them, the more difficulties that you give them, the more of a fuss you put up, is the more you show that you are aware of your surroundings, and that you're not just going to fall into whatever a person has planned for you, is the more discouraged they get as time go on, because they're going to be thinking to themselves, you're just not a very easy target. So because of the fact that you're not a very easy target, this is much more work than essentially they wanted to do, right? And that's the thing about parasites. They're very lazy, stupid. You know, they don't want to actually do any kind of work. They want to do as little work as possible. They don't, that's not their philosophy. Their philosophy is not work. They don't want to do any kind of work whatsoever. The lazier, the better. They want to do the lazy person's guide to everything, right? The lazy person's guide is everything has to be smooth. If it's not smooth, then after a certain amount of time, a very short time, they're going to essentially run off and go talk to somebody else. They're not interested in any kind of confrontation or conflict that they did not count on or create themselves, right? So the thing about it is that the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles is about, and this is essentially what's going on with you Scorpios, right? The Hierophant, right, which is Taurus and Virgo, okay, opposite sign, represents you. Like, people don't expect you to actually have a spiritual side. They don't expect you to like, nowadays with you Scorpios, like, Scorpio is known for scorpionic things like romantic fun. A lot of people, right, the King of Pentacles, a lot of people are not expecting you to be on some stuff where it's like you Scorpios are like, nah. Like, nah, you're not even going to waste your time even trying to have romantic fun, if you know what I mean, with someone that does not show you long-term value. The King of Pentacles represents, they have to show you long-term value. They have to, value is the name of the game. If a person is going to be in your life, they cannot just hang around you and expect you to give them value. They have to be showing some form of value too, you know. And again, this is, once again, this is why I say that, you know, 50-50 really does do this thing well, because, you know, you really have a lot of delusional people who really don't want to, especially modern day, a lot of modern day hyenas on both sides, right? There's a lot of hyenas on both sides who really don't want to accept the fact that all relationships, there's going to have to be work being done. That it is possible for both spouses or both people to have their own successful business and still get along at the same time and still have a family and still make a family work. All of those things is work, but it is very much so possible. Everybody's, you know, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people want to go back to this situation of, oh, the house, you know, somebody got to step in out. That's a delusion. Like that, like, you have people who have this traditional mentality to them that don't want to let that go, and that's fine if they don't want to. But the point that I'm trying to make here with you Scorpios is that a lot of people are not expecting you to hold them accountable. A lot of people don't expect you Scorpios to actually have some discipline over yourselves, and they're essentially being met with this disciplined, organized, well calculated person, and they don't, and some people don't know how to interact with you Scorpios. The Page of Swords and the Judgment represents, they have to immediately act like they're dubbing you, because it's that fear. It's that fear of, again, like, again, you know, in the zodiac sign, Scorpio has this reputation of being scary. But if you can get past the scariness of Scorpio, a lot of fun. People like Scorpios for the romantic fun, if you know what I mean. And here you Scorpios completely proving people wrong, because you Scorpios are like, yeah, but only if I actually like you long term. Now you Scorpios are raising the bar. Y'all are raising the bar. Like, yeah, you know, you got to come into my life, and yeah, you have to actually bring long-term value to me. Otherwise, I'm not going to really mess with you like that. Yeah, you know, I could, but why would I? And now, like I said, now it's the thing of, whoa, if I gotta do that with Scorpios, where I gotta actually show a form of long-term value, nah. and that's the thing, right? Like, that's the thing. Now you Scorpios are starting to really demand something of the people that come into your life. Like, yeah, you have to, like, you Scorpios are like, yeah, they actually have to care about you and look out for you, just like they want you to look out for them and all of this stuff. They actually have to do the same thing for you as well. They don't know how to do that. They don't want to know how to do that. They're lazy and they're incompetent. So some people are. So like I said, so now they're starting to have a problem with you. Like, oh, okay, but they coming up with anything, some of them, and then the others that's giving you a hard time, they can't tell you anything. So what they doing is that they just ghost. And the Five of Cups represents you're thankful that you don't have to deal with the drama of it all, right? The drama that you used to experience when you were younger, when you didn't have a good enough value system. The Six of Wands and the Two of Cups is about now it's easier for you Scorpios to actually move forward because a lot more things are making sense because your life was a little bit undecided until you Scorpios realize that you have to actually make those type of decisions for yourselves. You Scorpios have to make said decisions, right, for yourself. It's not just going to be things just automatically work themselves out. This is why I say that, you know, sometimes when people ask me, is there such thing as fate versus what we choose? And it's like your fate is what you decide it to be. So it's actually both. Your fate is actually what you decide it to be. And what I mean by that is your fate becomes what it is that you work towards every single day. What you plan, what you spend so much time planning about. It's exactly like what Nipsey Hussle would talk about. The time, the hours, grinding, the effort. You're trying to make a name for yourself as far as musically is concerned. And then you can spread that music ventures that you're doing into other avenues. What is it that you're trying to make a name for yourself? Same thing. What is it that you're trying to make a name? What is it that you're trying to make a name for yourself for, right? And then you can start having opportunities, other opportunities, doors will open. The same thing for you Scorpios, right? You realize that you have to start actually structuring your own life. And now that you Scorpios are structuring your lives and you're getting benefits out of it, right? Again, you're having problems dating again. And the problems is not because you Scorpios are not on point. The problem is it's becoming more and more terribly obvious that the problem is them, that they're not on point. But they would like to lie and project it onto you and make it seem like you're not on point. So let's clarify the Two of Cups. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Hermit, right? So the Seven of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune is, once again, some people coming into your life, right, thinking that you're just an easy lick. They're going to come into your life and listen to whatever it is that you Scorpios have to say, hopefully drop some gems or clues to your broken side, right, that you may or may not have. If this is what they're thinking, and they think that they could regurgitate or repeat these same type of talking points right back to you, and you think that they understand you, and there's some form of understanding, and then you just willing to now share out your resources. But the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Wands represents that's not actually what's happening. What's happening is they're finding out the hard way that you Scorpios are a lot more aware that people will do that. They will parrot what it is that you tell them. So if they don't have common sense, if they don't come to you with a real sincere intention of actually getting to know you, they're going to be sniffed out very quickly, right? The Three of Wands and the Hermit represents, and the thing is that you still have a lot to look forward to. You still have a lot of life to live, and you still have a lot to look forward to. The Three of Wands represents looking towards the future, being hopeful, being looking at your future gains to be had. And the hermit represents not shelling it out and needing to draw attention to yourself as much as necessary. This is more so of like you Scorpios becoming, it's more so of you Scorpios having the mentality that the more successful you become is the less known you want to be, right? Because you Scorpios when you meet people, you want to meet people for who they are, and you want them to meet you for who you are. You don't want to have something and then wear it, right? Got a gold chain, so now flashy things, so now people they start to look at you like you a bankroll, and that they butter you up, they suck up to you at first, but they're really trying to gank you. They're really trying to take something. They're really trying to get you to trust them so that they can take something while you're not looking. Sneak something into their purse, their pocket while you're not looking. You Scorpios don't want that. You Scorpios don't want to be valued for only the possessions that you have. You want to be valued for you, and that the benefits that come with you is a package deal, but they have to be with you first and foremost. If they're not with you, then it's wrong. So that's it for now. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to make my YouTube channel grow, my dear Scorpio. So please smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.